It turned out that today the world knows Tesla for his work on electricity generation, but he also made many secrecy inventions whose significance is difficult to believe. In 1896, he accidentally converted an earth into a generator whose size was so large that it could even fit in a pocket. It could fit, and the damage was so much that it could shake even the biggest building. When he tested this device in his laboratory, the neighbors thought that someone had been called and they came out in fear. Then Tesla took that device to someone. He set out in search of a construction building inside. On the way, they saw a 10-story building in which workers were lowering them. They installed this device on the steel frame of the building. After a short skid, the workers got down from above, panicking and running away as if someone had come down. The police were called but without telling anyone. Tesla returned his device to the system and left from there. He said that there was some fear, and if this device had remained there then the entire building would have collapsed. Summers said that he himself said in an interview in Kabul. But the question is that how can a device the size of a pocket have such power? It turned out that Tesla was not only making this device but was working on a project that would take it from one place to another. Will be able to transfer energy from place to place, that too without wires and without any expense. Most of his life was spent in studying frequencies and vibration. He would see and understand anything in this field, which anyone after him would be able to see in his style. What I could not understand here was that this idea was that he would generate vibration of a particular frequency released by a device and send it into the ground. This vibration would pass through the stones present in the ground and would be caught by a device laying at some other place, which would decode the frequency and convert it into energy. Here it will convert into electrical current, just like sound energy travels in the form of waves. Our world vibrates at a particular frequency all the time. This frequency varies from 7.83 Hz to 33.8 Hz. Tesla said that if he sets this small device on the vibration of the earth, then the whole world can be destroyed. People used to make fun of him after hearing this thing. But then finally the day has come when the world found out that Tesla is actually serious. There is hardly anyone like her in our everyday life. That is a thing behind which Tesla's hand was not found. From electricity to talking on the phone while sitting in any corner of the world, Tesla has played a big role in all these. Earlier, it used to be very difficult to transport electricity from one place to another. Therefore, electricity could be reached only for a few meters, and even in that, only a small bulb could not run more. But Tesla provided his ability to the whole world by inventing alternative current. This was the point in his life when people started talking them seriously, because now the same electricity which was earlier capable of being delivered only a few meters away in the form of direct current was now converted into such power that it could reach factories and industries thousands of miles away. Apart from this Tesla hydroelectric power system, he was also the inventor of Tesla, which today produces 31% of America's electricity and 95% of China's electricity. It was Tesla who also gave the world the invention of wireless communication. It was his invention that the world is using today. But do you know, it is known that Tesla had invented more than 300 things in his life, but somehow he was worried about bringing them to the world. For example, he created alternating current, but now he wanted that, like wireless communication, electricity should also be made available to the whole world. He had a lot of knowledge about the transport without wires, but one thing was sorely lacking, and that was money. He went to JP Morgan with his idea. JP Morgan liked his idea and gave Telsa a loan of $1 lakh. Telsa decided to provide funding to transmit electricity without wires. Telsa started many experiments in New York itself. Among these experiments, there was a tower which people were very tired of seeing and often kept complaining. That is why Telsa started his experiment. Experiments started in Colorado and a new 180 feet tall tower was built there, in which more than enough money was lost. Telsa believed that with the help of this tower, he would now be able to send wireless electricity to the whole world, and that too by transmitting the natural vibration of the earth. By the way, JP Morgan, who had funded his project of Telsa, was also a big investor in the factories of making electricity wire and its insulation. Apart from this, JP Morgan was also behind many copper mines in Africa. Perhaps he knew that Telsa had success in his experiment, and if this happened, then it would cause serious damage to his electricity virus business. That is why he not only refused to give the required amount to Telsa but also to other investors. It is believed that if he had not invested in Telsa's project, what would he have done? For the next many years, he lived with the dream of wireless electricity, and when he left this world, the government took possession of his property for the next 10 years. Whatever research he did remained secret files for many years, and even after that many people believe that till date the formula for wireless electricity has not been made public. Now the question is whether Telsa found any secret formula. Was he really experimenting on fire electricity? Many experts believe that it turned out that Telsa had understood the Earth's vibration very well, and perhaps he was going to use this vibration to introduce a new kind of electricity in the world. He used to say that if you want to find out the secrets of the universe, then start looking at it from the perspective of energy, frequency and vibrations. Perhaps it was true because after his death, when organizations started research on frequency and vibration, they were surprised to see this. It is known that everything in the world is vibrate at its own specific frequency. By understanding the frequency of one thing, there is actually the power to not only transfer energy to another thing lying far away, but it can also be controlled. For example, let's look at two forks which have no physical connection with each other. It is due to the frequency of both of them. That is, by hitting them once, the vibrates 440 times in 1 second. But the surprising thing is that by hitting one of them, the other will start vibrating. You start vibrating in his simple way. Nikola Tesla was talking about wireless energy transfer. Perhaps it was something like perhaps he had known some secret frequency, but that document has not been brought out till date.